Have you ever stood beside someone smiling, only to feel an unsettling chill in their presence? As if beneath their kind words, there was something far colder, something calculated. Not all enemies raise their swords. The most dangerous ones don't shout, they whisper. They don't strike in anger. They wait, they plan, and when the time is right, they make their move. And the worst part, they often come disguised as friends, colleagues, even loved ones. This isn't about fear, it's about clarity. In this video, you'll learn 5 key signs that reveal when someone isn't just against you, but actively working to destroy you. Let's begin. 1. The quiet betrayal. Not all battles are fought with swords. Some are fought in whispers, in carefully placed doubts, in the slow unraveling of trust. The most dangerous enemies are not the ones who stand against you, but the ones who stand beside you, waiting. Betrayal, when crafted with patience, does not strike like a sudden storm. It is like a slow-working poison, introduced drop by drop, so subtle that by the time you feel its effects, it is already too late. The person behind it does not attack openly. They do not confront you, do not declare their hostility. Instead, they plant seeds of doubt, of suspicion, of division, and they let time do the rest. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius, a ruler surrounded by those who sought to undermine him, wrote, "The opinion of 10,000 men is of no value if none of them know the truth." A person who depends on the shifting opinions of others will always be vulnerable to quiet betrayal. But one who stands firm in their character cannot be undone by mere rumors. So how do you defend yourself against an enemy you cannot see? First, understand that reputation is fragile, but character is unbreakable. You cannot always control what others say about you, but you can control how you live. Epictetus said, "If someone speaks ill of you, do not defend yourself. Instead, live in such a way that no one will believe them. Do not waste energy chasing every rumor. Instead, let your actions make falsehoods impossible to believe." Second, observe without emotion. Do not become paranoid, but also do not be blind. If misunderstandings and conflicts always seem to stem from the same person, pay attention. If trust around you erodes without clear reason, look for the unseen hand guiding it. The wise do not accuse without proof, but they also do not ignore the patterns that emerge. Third, fortify your inner circle. A person who stands alone is easy to manipulate. Strengthen your bonds with those who know you truly, who see through deception and remain loyal not because of gossip, but because of truth. Seneca warned, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve." The right people will recognize lies for what they are. Olivia eventually saw what was happening. Instead of confronting Sophia outright, an action that would only give her enemy more control over the narrative, she did something more powerful. She stopped reacting. She refused to defend herself against baseless accusations, refused to engage in battles she did not choose. Instead, she focused on her work, on her integrity, on the relationships that mattered. And in time, the truth revealed itself. Those who had been swayed against her began to see through the illusion. Because deceit has one fatal flaw: it cannot withstand time. Betrayal, when executed in silence, is a dangerous thing. But it only succeeds when you base your worth on the opinions of others. The Stoics teach us that what others believe is beyond our control, but who we are is entirely within our power. So stand firm, see clearly, and never give an enemy more power than they deserve. 2. The silent observer. A wolf that howls before it attacks gives its prey a chance to escape. The deadliest predators, however, don't make a sound. They wait, they watch, they study, and by the time their target realizes the danger, the trap is already set. Not all enemies fight in the open. The most dangerous ones don't just hate you, they want to erase you, but not in a fit of rage. No, they move with precision, with patience. They become what I call the silent observer, the kind of enemy who doesn't seek revenge in the heat of the moment, but who watches from the shadows, learning your patterns, waiting for the perfect time to act. Ever had someone mention a place you've been, even though you never told them? Ever noticed the same person appearing in your routine again and again, as if by coincidence? Once or twice, it's chance. But when it keeps happening, when they always seem to just be there, the truth becomes harder to ignore. Silent observers don't act impulsively. Their power lies in patience. They position themselves in your life so naturally that you don't question their presence until it's too late. They learn your schedule, your habits, your weaknesses, and once they have enough information, they use it to their advantage. And in today's world, tracking someone requires no effort, just observation. You might not share your routine online, but your friends do. A casual tag in a post, an offhand comment in conversation, a passing mention of your plans. It all feeds the silent observer. They don't need to hack your phone, they just need to pay attention. And they do, relentlessly. At first, they linger in the background, always near, never intrusive. Then, they start appearing in your spaces. The cafe you frequent, the gym where you train, the grocery store you shop at. Each time they act surprised to see you, as if fate keeps bringing you together. But it's not fate, it's calculation. The Roman philosopher Seneca once said, "A sword never kills anyone, it is a tool in the killer's hand." Likewise, the silent observer doesn't need to act immediately. They gather information like a craftsman collecting tools, ensuring that when the moment comes, they are fully prepared. Imagine a chessboard. The silent observer isn't a reckless player making random moves. They think 3, 4, even 5 steps ahead. Each encounter, each casual remark, each seemingly innocent question they ask you is a move in their game. They position themselves in your life not by accident, but by design. And the worst part, most people don't see it until it's too late. So, how do you protect yourself? You pay attention, not with fear, but with awareness. Who always seems to be where you are? Who knows things they shouldn't? Who makes you feel uneasy, even when nothing seems outright wrong? These are not questions born of paranoia, but of wisdom. Trust your instincts. 3. The gradual attack. No storm arrives without warning. Before lightning strikes, the sky darkens, the air thickens, and the wind shifts. Likewise, when someone harbors true malice, they rarely attack outright. They test the waters, they escalate slowly. They watch to see how much they can get away with before making their final move. And if you fail to recognize these signs, you may not realize the danger until it is too late. Accidental physical contact that seems just a bit too forceful. And with each act, the aggressor watches. How do you react? Do you call it out, or do you stay silent? Do you push back, or do you let it slide? Every step is a test, not just to intimidate you, but to see how far they can go before you resist. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, ignoring a problem does not make it go away. Pretending not to see a threat does not neutralize it. Avoidance is not wisdom, it is surrender. Violence does not happen spontaneously, it builds. The person who attacks does not wake up one morning and suddenly decide to act. They've been preparing, testing, escalating, all while their target remains unaware. So how do you protect yourself? First, recognize the pattern. If someone repeatedly makes violent remarks, violates your space, or displays aggression, do not dismiss it as harmless. A joke made once may be meaningless. A joke made repeatedly is a message. Second, set boundaries immediately. A Stoic does not react with fear, but neither do they tolerate unnecessary threats. Address the behavior firmly. Make it clear that certain actions are unacceptable. If necessary, remove yourself from their reach entirely. A man who respects you will adjust. A man who is testing you will escalate. Third, take action before it's too late. If you see the pattern escalating, do not wait for the situation to explode. Document interactions. Seek support. Distance yourself if needed. The biggest mistake you can make is assuming that a person who has been testing your limits will stop on their own. Seneca warned, "A sword never kills anybody by itself. It is merely the hand that wields it." Violence does not erupt without warning. It is preceded by signs, by small but deliberate actions that are meant to be ignored. Isaac was lucky. He finally listened to his instincts and took action before things got worse. But not everyone is so fortunate, because the most dangerous attacks do not come suddenly. They come gradually, until you realize, far too late, that the storm is already upon you. 4. The mask of friendship. An enemy who opposes you is easy to recognize, but an enemy who pretends to be your ally, that is the most dangerous kind. Betrayal rarely comes from strangers. It comes from those you trust, those who have walked beside you, earned your confidence, and embedded themselves so deeply into your life that by the time you realize their true intentions, it is already too late. Not all knives are raised in battle. Some are hidden behind a smile. Unlike an obvious rival, they don't challenge you, they don't attack outright. Instead, they position themselves inside your defenses, making you believe they are on your side. And once they have gained access to your secrets, your habits, your vulnerabilities, they use that trust as a weapon. The Stoics warned against blind trust. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be wary of those who are too eager to stand by your side, for the man who needs to prove his loyalty is often the one most likely to betray you." A true friend earns trust through time and action. A false friend rushes the process, trying to break through your walls before you even realize there's a reason to keep them up. Have you ever noticed someone taking a sudden, intense interest in your life? Have they gone from a distant acquaintance to a constant presence, eager to know every detail, where you go, what you do, what fears keep you up at night? Do they position themselves as your biggest supporter, only to subtly encourage your doubts and insecurities? A real friend wants what's best for you. A false friend wants access, and access in the wrong hands is power. History is filled with betrayals that followed this exact pattern. Seneca once said, "A prosperous man often has the most to fear, not from his enemies, but from his friends." When you have something of value, your success, your reputation, even just the stability of your life, there will always be those who want to take it. But force is crude and obvious. Deception is subtle and effective. The easiest way to destroy a person is not through confrontation, but through corrosion, gaining their trust, knowing their weaknesses, and striking when they least expect it. So, how do you protect yourself? First, pay attention to the patterns, not the words. A false friend is not dangerous because of what they say, but because of what they do over time. If someone is too eager to befriend you, too insistent on knowing every detail of your world, ask yourself why. Second, be patient. Real friendships grow naturally. But a false friend? They move fast because their goal is not companionship, but control. A wise person does not rush to open their heart to those who have not yet proven their place in it. And finally, guard your inner world. Not everyone deserves to know your thoughts, your fears, your plans. Epictetus warned, "The more you reveal of yourself, the more you give others the power to use it against you." Nathan, in time, saw the truth about Liam. But by then, the damage had been done. His reputation at work was shaken. His private words had been twisted into weapons, and the friendship he had once valued was nothing but a hollow illusion. He had trusted a man who was never his friend, and in the end, that was Liam's greatest deception. The greatest danger in life is not always from those who oppose you openly. It is from those who stand close enough to whisper in your ear while holding a knife behind their back. 5. The long game. Some enemies attack in anger. Others wait in silence, studying you, planning each move with precision. These are the ones you should fear most. Noah thought he was a good judge of character. He avoided obvious threats, trusted his instincts, and kept his circle small. But he never saw Adam coming. Adam was a friend, always supportive, always listening, always eager to know more about Noah's life. Over time, Noah confided in him, his career goals, frustrations, and even personal struggles. What he didn't realize was that Adam wasn't just listening, he was gathering ammunition. Then things began to shift. A promotion Noah had been working toward was suddenly given to someone else. Private struggles he'd only shared with Adam became office gossip. Relationships soured, opportunities vanished, and through it all, Adam remained by his side, acting as if nothing had changed. This is the nature of the patient enemy. They don't attack in rage. They wait, positioning themselves as allies until the moment they decide to strike. Unlike reckless rivals, they ensure their betrayal is timed for maximum damage. Marcus Aurelius warned, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." The long-game enemy understands this. They let you paint them as a friend until the moment they reveal their true colors. So how do you protect yourself? Pay attention to those who take an unusual interest in your life. Guard your private struggles. Trust actions over words. A true friend proves themselves over time. A hidden enemy waits for you to lower your guard. Before you go, remember, the most dangerous enemy is the one you ignore. Save this video as a reminder. Now, take the next step. Watch the video on your screen to uncover the hidden traits of those who manipulate from the shadows. The more you recognize their patterns, the less power they have over you. If you're ready to sharpen your awareness, like, subscribe, and stay ahead. Stay sharp, stay strong. I'll see you in the next one.